Hello students, good morning. Students, today in this video lecture, this is the lecture number 5. We are going to continue the division pteridophyta because in previous lecture we only study about the pteridophyta and their general characteristics. Now we are going to define the classification of pteridophyta in more detail. So let's begin with the classification of division pteridophyta. Students, the division pteridophyta is divided into following 4 groups. As you all of you very well know that these are Coelopsida or Coelophyta, Lycopsida, Lycophyta, Spinopsida, Anthophyta, Pteridopsida, Pteridophyta. Now, Coelopsida. In this group, mainly the extinct types of shrubs or bushy plants are included. Either some of them are arising live, but mostly are fossils and become extinct today. Some are living in condition, but leaves and roots are absent. The absorption of water in them take place by rhizoidal root. Coleotum is the best example of this group. This is the coleotum, have scale-like leaves, and these are the sporangia which are present in branchial region of the scaly leaves. And this is the aerial shoot, this is the rhizome. It means roots are absent. Now student, the second is the group Lycopsida. They are generally called club mosses. Generally called club mosses because they are densely covered the soil surfaces where they grow in abundantly. So called club mosses. Lycophytes are well differentiated into stem, leaves and roots. This is an example of lycophytes, which is equisetum, and they are generally called club mosses because the presence of this is the lycopodium. The lycopodium is the club moss, not the equisetum. Equisetum is generally called horsetail because this strobilus structure represents just like the structure of the tail of horse. Is that clear? So students, in lycopodium we observe there is presence of alternate rows of leaves, and this is the strobilus or spongiophores in which the spores are present, and these are the branchial roots. Okay. So lycophytes are well differentiated into stem, leaves and roots. Leaves are simple and very small, as you visualize very well. Sporangia are present in sporophylous leaves are in the form of cones. As you clearly visualize the presence of cones. The example is lycopodium. Now next is the Spinopsida. are anthophyta. They are commonly called horsetail. As you will clearly visualize, the strobilus with a stalk-like structure just appears like the tail of horse. So sporophytes are well developed with root systems and leaves. Rhizomes are also present, that is the running type, terrestrial and running. And the presence of node and internode. This is the node, and the space between two nodes is known as internode. So node and internode both are present in their stem regions, and these are the subsidiary branches which are sessile. It means they are just in progressing further to into a new branch. So node and internode are present in the stem, leaves and arranged in rows. Here we notice the leaves are just arranged in rows around the stem. That's clear. Sporangiophores are present in the form of cones. The sporangiophores are just like the cones. Is that clear? Thus, students, this is the about group Sphenopsida or Anthophyta. They are either called horsetail or snakes. Just snakes like appearance. So, the example of this group is Equisetum. Now the next is Pteridopsida. Plants are called ferns and well differentiated into leaves, root and stems. This is the structure of a Drypteris plant. And here is sporophylous leaves with fronds, a large shaped leaf, having the sporangiospores, which is called sori. And rhizoidal and both types of roots are present. The young leaves are circinate or spirally circinate type, and they just developing into new rachis on which the sporophyllous number of sporophylous leaves are alternatively present on each spikes. So, the main characteristics of the group Pteridopsida plants are called ferns and well differentiated into leaf, root and stems. As clearly visualized in this diagram, large size leaves are present. As I was told, the large size leaves bears the sporangiophores, and they are also called sporophylous leaves. And this structure is called sori. Sporangia are located on the under surface of the spore. This is the marginal surface. It means lower epidermal layer where the sori are lies, and you, all of you, visualize or diagnosed the Drypteris. Its lower lateral surface have some eruptions like structures. Either they are also visualized the ficus leaves, but it is and puckered, but it is quite different than this because they are their shrubby structures. The bush-like structure are bushy plants. Thus, students, the classification of the division Pteridophyta is done, and we will meet in our next video lecture with the division Gymnosperma. Thanks students for joining today's lecture.